Hi YouTube. I just got done with my exercises, but I've been gonna show you a balancing act that I used to teach my children too, or anybody that would want to participate that will help you keep your balance into your old age. And now watch me go try and do it and not do it good. No, just a minute and I'll show you. I've been gonna show you for a while, so wish me luck. Just a minute. Okay. Usually you put your hands at your side or I can put them here and then you'll see that I'm not holding on to anything. The first thing you do, I'm going to take my gooey shoes off this sec. Okay, the first thing you do, and you want to concentrate just on, oh, maybe something ahead of you or whatever. You just lift your leg up first on one leg and stay there. And then put it out in front of you. If you want to get advanced, you can go up and back. I can't go too far back right here. Um, I make it look easier than it is. Try that on for size. I'm not kidding. That will keep you, just that alone will keep you limber. And touch your toes and reach for the sky. That'll keep you limber. I mean, like I'm working on here. I just hurt this winter, and about 2.5 years ago now, um, about no, actually, it was about 6 years ago, I broke my toes and then my shoulder and my arm in two spots. But healing from it, like I said, I just got done doing my exercises, so and it's probably about 80 degrees. It's quarter to one Central Time, USA. Oh, okay, so now I just showed you that. And then if you're in combat, you're hopping on your other foot, and then when you have your foot up in the air and you're using it, and I'm not joking. This is like, um, and somebody comes near you, like slap, slap, chick, uh, uh, something like that maybe, or just bitch, you know, whatever. Somebody got me in a mood like that. Not today. I'm just talking about a man that would consider combating me for any reason deserves to get everything he would get. So, and has. So, anyway, I'll come down here a minute. Ooh, so, yeah. So anyway. And yeah, like I say, if you're up on one leg and then you put your arms together and lean way, way back as far as you can, which is really quite far what I can do, and or bend over and put your head between your legs and your arms around the back of your legs, and then you'll see how limber I really am. So when I'm talking like I'm a warrior, I'm not even kidding. I've trained my entire life and had mortal combat with monsters you would not believe. So I'm not just talking. This is something that's been a part of my life, not because I wanted it to, because other people wanted to hurt me. And God shows me their openings every time. The only time is when I let somebody close to me because they're personal with me. Otherwise, I am who I am, said I. Or would that be Mrs. I? Whatever. So, anyway, back to you all. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Oh, and another thing that is even harder than the leg extension in front of you is to stand on one leg and put this part of your foot right here on the back of your kneecap behind yourself. Just stand there with your hands on your hip and put your foot, the flat of, not the flat, the top of your foot behind your kneecap back there. Um, that, and then if you want to complicate things, close your eyes. You'll probably tip over the first time you try it. Even with the one I do, try it when you're taking away one of your senses. So like I told you to have like a focal point to begin with, that takes your focal point away and you get like a inner vertigo. So you have to learn how to fight past that. That's a warrior technique too. If if somebody throws you into a wall or has you down there stomping you and you can get away, that's your response, not to flight, but to fight. And that helps you carry through to the next phase instead of staying like a lump and getting the crap beat out of you. So it's a very important skill to learn, you know. No, my kids used to sing to me, and it wasn't true, but well, it could have been. But lucky for them, it wasn't. But Mom's gonna knock you out. Remember that song? Or they'd come up to me and they'd go, "Oh no, not the mom," and I'd go, "Get out of here," you know. I'll show you not the mama. So anyway, or they thought the movie "Throw Mama from the Train" was quite funny too. Sick little things. Well, they weren't little when they watched that. They were teenagers. Yeah, whatever. I wish they would have tried. Actually, they did. And they regretted it. So, yeah. Yeah, men that would consider competing with women in sports and stuff are really some sick puppies. And I've been fighting sick puppies all my life. So, and this is what I'm fighting against out here for other women on this planet. I am not fucking tolerating it. I will not call a man a woman ever. And those are the reasons for women and children, and any men that aren't standing up for them in that area. I don't understand it at all. Don't you understand the danger your families are in? What about them moms out there that are alone with their children and some guy in a dress comes up and just jacks her shit and takes her purse, and kids are screaming, everybody's traumatized. What if they hurt the kids? Does any of or all of and what about really, what's a little girl supposed to think looking at a dude in a dress? I've asked you these questions, and what a little boy think? That it was cute or funny, or how perverse are we really going to allow this society to get before we put our foot down on their fucking necks and say, I've had enough of your shit with your evil, wicked ways, trying to pretend and normalize what is grotesque on this planet, perverse, diverse, regressed. No, it's not as above, so below. There was a war in heaven. They got kicked down here, and now God's trying to straighten them up. Now, pray for heaven to come down to earth as the New Jerusalem. That's a whole different story. That's our goal here. But if they weren't allowed in heaven, we're not allowing it here. We have dominion. This is our planet. If they don't belong anywhere, that's their decision that they made, and God's got a ready-made. It's like another world for them. It's a world that suits them. They'll love it. They can do what they want with each other. And the ones that don't want to be around that will not have to be. And mark my words, your soul can look forward to that. You don't have to rest in peace or pieces. You'll be fully whole, aware, and happy, and you don't have to rest because you won't be sad and lonely and overworked and stressed. None of that shit. You'll feel like doing stuff. Who wouldn't, right? Under normal conditions. And the ones that drag people down, yeah. You know, I didn't get married to think that I had some kind of ball and chain on me. I got married on Independence Day for a reason. Two reasons, actually. To become one with my husband, apart from the world, independent from the world. And also because Doug was so independent and so was I. The commitment was there, but the bullshit wouldn't be. And that was the reason why we got married on that day, period. And it's been about 15 years ago now. I gave him a letter of divorcement because he's a fucking clown. Go do whatever you want, anytime you want. Here's your piece of paper. All you gotta do is sign it. I've even tried to sell the house with him in it, half of it. For women thought that they wanted to take my place. It's like, I don't care, you stupid bitches. You got half the money for this place and what I've got into it. I don't care. You think I care? Nah. For one thing, as much as Doug has or ever will be my friend, he still will be in the future just as much as he is right now or has been in the past because nothing has changed. There's one ruler of my life, and that's God, period. I have all my memories intact, and the future is set. The house that he went to make ahead for us, our home, is waiting. I'm not sure that it's complete, but when we get there, our place will be not just beside the Father, because I think a lot of people envision yourself as a child sitting on God's lap. Um, Kids don't always just do that after they grow up. They sort of like have a certain amount of independence about them without the needy, weak feeling of having to smother your parent, whatever. I mean, praise is one thing, but and the angels are all around the throne singing, Holy, 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 the Almighty. And that part's true. So, anyway, cheers, everybody. Happy weekend to you. So now you've finally seen, yeah, I'm a little chubby because I had some, stroke and all that shit. But because I have exercised through everything, I'm not a total hog and I can, like, definitely defend myself on this planet, although I don't want to have to, you know, and other people. Most of any fighting I've ever done is defending. Well, no, I take that back. Actually, um, the they're in public anytime I've ever had to use my strength was defending somebody else. I'll put it like that. So I've had a lot of battles just within my own home, unfortunately. Even times in my life where I was in fear of my life and had to deal with that certain ways several different times. So, yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. Doug's little kitty that he cleans its eyes now. He even brings them in to give him some antibiotic eye drops that he had from having metal in his eye. Now he's putting drops in his little kitty. He calls him George. Doug walks by, and I had just fed the kitties, and George quit eating and come running out of the woodshed and sat on the sill when he seen Doug come down the steps. He just goes bouncing over there and sits down. He's still only tiny, and I said, "Your little buddy's following you." So he grabbed him and brought him in, and his eyes are doing much better. There's just one of them. His left eye needed a little more help today. So, and that little kitty just loves them. So I said, just remember though, they come and go out there. And if you get close to somebody and you love them and then you lose them like that, it's like, prepare yourself. So, yeah, that's the hell of it all, you know. Yeah, that's how Satan thought he'd get rid of Christ too. I'll just kill you in your flesh. Yeah, and I'll just come back through the sea. I'll walk on water. Motherfucker, watch this. I'll walk on your water. And when I rise up out of the depths of the sea, well, you're going to find out what a true Leviathan is actually what it was. Because you just don't keep on torturing somebody and think that there's no ramifications like the heat of hell coming after you. Hellfire and damnation, you know, and that double-edged sword, you know. Anybody here use nunchucks? I got a good trick if you're brave enough. Got somebody using chucks on you unless they're extended and they've got one part of the wood out swinging it with the chain. That's one thing. Then yeah, but if you're brave enough and fast enough, you can grab them and then you have them. The look on their faces, if you can do something like that, you would be very skilled, wouldn't you? Can you imagine the fear on somebody's face if you did that to them? Yeah, it works. It's all a matter of timing and your eyes. They get their timing, you got it too. It's all a matter of timing. It's just like dancing, almost identical in that respect. I used to tell people I'll dance on your head. And that's exactly what I would do. It's an art. And it is a dance, you know. It's like Tai Chi in a sense. Um, it can be real dance like with its movements, but if you combine that movements of Tai Chi, which are Kung Fu, um, then, you know, um, that's some serious shit right there. I'm not kidding. All due respect. But, yeah. Well, I need to get out of combat mode. Like I said, I just was doing my exercises and getting things done in the morning around here, so my adrenaline's up. So, please forgive me. I'm not trying to be obstinate towards you or anything. I hope you find some enjoyment, if you can even laugh about the pains that keep me um, driven. Oh, yeah. It's like J.D. Ritz Rackers. Ritz Crackers, yeah, records. Sorry, J.D. That was a good one, wasn't it? Okay, well, anyway, he asked if you could describe yourself in one word, and I put determined. Yeah, so that's, yeah. Yes, yes, and yes. I am about, determination trumps stubbornness. Stubbornness is like obstinance. You can go into that area of being stubborn and not let any inside or outside info in. But when you're determined, that can, um, it's not a self-serving feeling. It's my drive for people. It's I'm driven like that, you know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do today. Uh, Yep. Doug did do a little more work on that built-in cabinet he's making. It's looking pretty good, but he was out cleaning up the yard today and things we have to get done. So a little bit at a time. It didn't go as quick as what we both wanted it, but yeah. 3 used dishwashers that didn't work, people lied, and lawn tractor that we bought that people lied. One dishwasher was free though, but now this last one we have is a pretty good one. Not too bad. So, yeah, we just couldn't afford a brand new stuff, you know. I usually can't, you know. There's been a couple times in my life, like I bought a brand new washing machine and a dryer and couple things in my life like that, but yeah, not usually. You know, it's always somebody else's something. But that's okay, you know. It's like, okay, so if I quit this, I could probably save. So I guess whatever, you know. I'm not destitute. You know, I'm not in need of anything except for some semblance of Christianity within every human being that walks the place. You know, something like that would be cool. And shame is a good thing. People try to run around. It's like, oh, don't judge me, and um, you don't have to live in shame. No, you don't have to dwell there. Have some conscience about yourself, you know. Have some scruples, you know. It's a fact. That's what people need to do. Yes, shame on them. You damn right, shame on them. And more of it. The more shame, the more they hang their heads, the better it is for the world. Hang your heads, you low things, and don't pick 'em up. And like I tell Doug when he's being nasty, and they try and look the other way like they're better than thou art, it's like, you better look the other way. He said to me just about a week ago, what'd you say? I said, you fucking heard me. Hang your head. You know that song, Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley? Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're gonna die. I guess that wasn't too nice, was it? Oh well. So watch out for these men, especially out there, that are calling other men she. And I've found that married women that are protected or a little gay or whatever will promote this too and try and eliminate the natural woman. Hang in there, my beautiful lady friends. Um, I'm fighting for you in the ether, and if it took physically, I love you and I love your children. And to the people that watch me from around the world, thank you. And I love it when my Russian friends say hi to me through Doug's email to me. That warms my heart that you will honor him and honor me like that through there like that. That's awesome. You know, I really appreciate that type of loving respect in the world for human beings as a family. It's one thing Russia's got above almost any country in the whole world, not the incestuous England, but the Russian people that treasure their families above almost anything with God in their hearts like that. That isn't portrayed out on this planet and represented like the people actually are. That to me is a really disgusting thing. And then you wonder why this Babylon of filth I live in is battling family minded people, you know, and that's a big thing. It isn't the people us against the people, it's actually Putin's family mindset for his people. He's a little weird on some levels, but he does have that Illuminati bloodline in him. But he's far better than a lot of them. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what we end up with leadership in this country in another year or so here. Ugh, just the thought of it. Oh, please, God, can you just bring heaven down here now and take some control over this chaos? Or have your anointed really start standing up and protecting the women and children, like lead them like a pastoral ministry of truth and strength for them. Jeez, please. Then I wouldn't have to do it. I shouldn't have to. And there's some men that don't make me feel like I have to be combative, don't get me wrong, but that's not most of you know? And it's my gift to draw that out of a man, to see the depth of his character. I'll reach right in there with my fucking shit and drive you crazy till you expose yourself to the world. Yeah, I'm good at that. Oh, I'm not just a bitch. I'm psychological. I will fuck with you and use my words to fuck you. Not foul language. Oh, no, no, no. I'm talking the English language or even some other alien ones, and totally screw with you. you know, and I do that better than anybody. So, I have my gifts. My gifts are a little weirder probably than some people. aside from, like, I'm a pretty good cook or baker or whatever, you know. I'm somewhat good at gardening, a few things. Interior design, although you can't tell from my house. It's kind of like a mechanic or a body man. Their vehicles always need help because they're so busy working on other people's. And yeah, I've done some stuff in my house, but I've done more in other people's, as far as, like wallpapering, painting, whatever. I really do love to do all that. Maybe not so much the wallpapering anymore. I really got burnt by some people doing, I don't know, ace all that. Nah, I don't need to do nothing except take care of myself. That's true. Although if my sons did straighten up their act, that my offer's still open to them. They can start any kind of business because I've got a license and a DUNS number for contracting, and I can put them in a position of owning their own company and land anytime they want to straighten up their act. So I'm not just a cold-hearted mom that doesn't care about her kids or anything like that, because um, if they present themselves as men, I'm willing to help in any way I can. And I'm really like that with anybody, not as far as like would I help you in a business? Probably not. Depends on the person. I could think of maybe one person I would give a helping hand to that isn't related to me. And that's a person that has been my best friend for about 6 years, yeah. Or actually, like, forever, you know. A person with God in their heart, the Christ Spirit, for real. But yeah. Actually, people that don't have God in their heart have a really hard time even being around me. Even people that go to church will come and visit Doug, and they say hi to me. They're polite enough and all that good stuff, but they can't really wait to take their whatever they converse about away from me. Not everybody, but there's a few people that come around and they're like, yeah, hi Barb, or yeah, hi. Oh, when you can hear in people's brains and they don't like it, what do you do? And everybody can. It's just people pretend. It's like you could be trying to tell somebody how you feel and they already know, but if they're not gonna correlate the energy with you, then you could talk till you're blue in the face and it isn't gonna get you anywhere because they are who they are, you know. Okay, so I showed you my balancing trick, and I got a few other things like that, tricky things that will really, really help you. If you can accomplish that on each foot, and then even try and bend over frontwards with your arms in front of you, and put your leg out behind you, or just put your leg out behind you to start with, and then later incorporate your arms. And that's just a pose for strength training. It's like it goes into, if you've ever studied isometrics, oh, it's like some of the best bodybuilding techniques with no equipment. Look into that. It's holding your muscle tense. Like on a 10-second count, you know. And do that 3 times, 3 reps once a day, like on your abs. And you're keeping yourself right there with it, even if you're injured in other areas. That works. Yeah, look into isometrics for bodybuilding or any kind of strength training. You know, like runner's stretches or ballet stretches, these types of things just really help keep you there forever, you know? So to the man that thought about beating me up because I will not call a man a woman and took the liberty to yell at women and children about it, you do need your ass beat, and I'm just the woman that could do it. So you better shut your mouth, shut it down. I mean it. It's what I do, and I do it well. Some people are attorneys. I'm a warrior. What are you going to be when you grow up? A mama's boy. Yes, I can tell. It's okay. I won't hurt you much. Maybe only once. Once should do it, but these stupid bastards that battled in heaven think they want to do it again. Didn't you get beat once already? Didn't you have enough the first time? Want to see what's next? It's not just lightning and fireworks, you stupid fuck. Yes, there's a Christ and there's a Mrs. Christ, and there's a Satan and a Mrs. Satan, the Antichrist and the fake Mary. And there's two storylines going on in this duality right now. That's what Satan created. That's why he controls the flesh. Or tries to. Those are those thoughts that come in your head. Don't ever own them. It's like, oh, I feel like just slapping somebody. No, yeah, that was how I felt. No, no, that was Satan telling me I felt like slapping somebody. Get out of here. I don't do that shit, you know. I did when I was little. I was in a mood for a few of my teenage years, and they were the most sorrowful, dark, lonely times in my entire life when I did not love humanity. I just didn't. I loved God, you know, but when I seen where Satan was trying to take me and that he really didn't love humanity and he was trying to kill God by recreating him within the human flesh, then I started getting, well, in between 15 and 17, I was really getting the picture. I was still angry, but by the time I was about 18, I was okay. But yeah, in between 15 and 18, those were some hellacious times. Uh, I think it did help when I got out of, when I got emancipated from my parents, my adopted parents. That helped me. because I wasn't around. I mean, I was around nonsense in my life, but it was somebody else's, and I didn't have to go home to it every day. You know, it's always going to be out there. I just don't have to live with it, So I expect it out of strangers, you know. Well, I'm going to let you go, but not entirely, ever. So even if you're a man yelling at women and children because they are offended and afraid, I'm not going to let you go entirely, but you're going to wish that I had had a better hold on you. So that's all I'm going to say, and I will leave it there. I love you all. I really, really, really do. Peace, lovies. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.